Hello, Jay here. Welcome to Beginning Drums Chapter 12. Okay, we are now halfway through the book. That's exciting. We're going to get into a new rhythm for this one. We're going to talk about the eighth note triplet. Okay, eighth note triplet is when we play three notes on one beat. One triplet, two triplet, three triplet, four triplet. If we rotate our sticks, they're going to naturally rotate right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, unless we're doing a certain kind of sticking concept. But let them flip naturally, and that's going to be our eighth note triplet. Okay, let's get to know it. Now, take a look at number one. We're going to have quarter notes for the first bar, and then we're going to have 4 beats of the eighth note triplet. And the way we're going to count those triplets, whichever beat we're on, if it's on beat one triplet. So think of the second note as the trip and the third note as the let, and then whichever beat we're on, that'll be the number. Usually it's going to be beats 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay, so on that second bar, 4 beats of eighth note triplets, and the way we'll count those: 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Okay, back to quarter notes on bar 2, and then on bar 4, we're going to have 2 beats of eighth notes, a quarter note rest on beat 3, and then a eighth note triplet on beat 4. Okay, let's go ahead and try number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and rest. 4 triplet. Okay, there it was. Let's go ahead and look at number 2. For number 2, we're going to have quarter notes on beats 1 and 2, an eighth note triplet on beat 3, and then a quarter note on beat 4. Bar 2 is going to have a quarter note on beat 1, eighth note triplet on beat 2, and then a half note rest for beats 3 and 4. On bar 3, we're going to have an eighth note rest on the downbeat of 1. We'll hit the end of that beat. Eighth notes on beat 2. Beat 3 is a quarter note rest. We'll have an eighth note triplet on beat 4, and then on bar 4, we'll have a quarter note on beat 1, eighth notes on beats 2 and 3, and then beat 4 will have an eighth note rest, and we'll hit the end of that beat. Okay, here comes number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 triplet, 4. 1, 2 triplet, rest, rest. 1 and 2 and rest. 4 triplet, 1, 2 and 3 and 4. And take note that the triplet will stand out a little bit. It's more notes on a beat than our eighth notes, but it kind of has its own round feel to it. I think of it that way. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So your eighth notes, 1 and 2 and triplet, triplet. It's an interesting combination, and then you'll see once we get to 16th note, that's another challenge too. But this is a great workout right now. It's being able to switch those rhythms. So it's not the easiest thing. Remember, take it nice and slow as you need to go. Okay, let's take a look at number 3. We're going to start off with a quarter note on beat 1, an eighth note triplet on beat 2, quarter notes on beats 3 and 4. Bar 2 is going to have eighth notes on beat 1. On beat 2, we have an eighth note rest on the downbeat. We'll hit the end of that beat. Eighth note triplet on beat 3. Quarter note rest on beat 4. Bar 3 is a whole note rest. We won't play anything. Bar 4 is going to be eighth note triplets for beats 1 and 2, and then quarter notes on beats 3 and 4. Here comes number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 triplet, 3, 4. 1 and rest, and 3 triplet rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3, 4. Okay, let's take a look at number 4. For number 4, we're going to start off for the first 2 beats. Are going to have an eighth note rest on the downbeat. We'll hit the ends of those beats. That's beats 1 and 2. Beat 3 is an eighth note triplet. Beat 4 is a quarter note. Bar 2 has a half note rest for beats 1 and 2, a quarter note rest on beat 3, and then an eighth note triplet on beat 4. Bar 3 has a quarter note on beat 1, eighth notes on beats 2, quarter note rest on beat 3, eighth notes on beat 4. And then bar 4 is going to have an eighth note triplet on beat 1, a quarter note on beat 2, eighth note triplet on beat 3, and then a quarter note rest on beat 4. Here comes number 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3 triplet, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 triplet, 1, 2, and rest. 4 and 1 triplet, 2, 3 triplet, rest. Okay, let's go to number 5. For number 5, it's going to start off with a quarter note rest, and then we have an eighth note triplet on beat 2 with quarter notes on beats 3 and 4. Bar 2 is a whole note rest. We won't play anything. On bar 3, we're going to have an eighth note rest on the downbeat of 1. We'll hit the end of that beat. Beat 2 is an eighth note triplet. Beats 3 and 4 are quarter notes. Bar 4 has an eighth note triplet on beat 1. Beat 2 is a quarter note rest. Beat 3 are eighth notes, and then beat 4 is a quarter note. Here comes number 5. 1, 2, 3, triplet, 4, triplet. 1, 2, triplet, 3, 4, rest, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, triplet, 3, 4, 1 triplet, rest, 3 and 4. Okay, I'm going to play number 5 a little faster. 1, 2, 3, triplet, 4, triplet, rest, 2 triplet, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 triplet, 3, 4, 1 triplet, rest, 3 and 4. So don't forget, when you push your tempos, it'll always be a lot more challenging. Okay, let's take it to number 6. For number 6, we're going to start off eighth notes on beats 1 and 2, quarter note on beat 3 with the quarter note rest on beat 4. Bar 2 is going to have eighth note triplets for the first 2 beats, beats 1 and 2. Beat 3 is a quarter note rest. We won't play anything. Beat 4 is a quarter note. Bar 3 is going to have an eighth note rest on the downbeat of 1. We'll hit the end of that beat. Eighth notes on beat 2. On beat 3, we'll have a quarter note rest on the downbeat. We'll hit the end of that beat. Quarter notes on beat 4. On bar 4, we have a quarter note rest on beat 1, eighth notes on beat 2, and then a half note rest for beats 3 and 4. Here comes number 6. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, rest. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, rest, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and rest, 2, and rest, rest. Okay, let's go to number 7. We're going to have an eighth note triplet on beat 1 and a quarter note on beat 2. Beat 3 is an eighth note triplet. Beat 4 is a quarter note. On bar 2, we have a quarter note rest for beat 1. Eighth note rest on the downbeat of 2. We'll hit the end of that beat. Quarter note on beat 3. Eighth note triplet on beat 4. Bar 3 has a quarter note on beat 1. Eighth notes on beat 2. Quarter note on beat 3. And an eighth note triplet on beat 4. And then bar 4 is a whole note rest. Won't play anything. Okay, here comes number 7. 1, 2, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2, 3 triplet, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4 triplet, 1, 2, and 3, 4 triplet, rest, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do the last one. This one's going to start off with a half note rest for number 8 for beats 1 and 2. Beat 3 is going to be a quarter note. Beat 4 is an eighth note triplet. Bar 2 has an eighth note triplet on beat 1, quarter note on beat 2, quarter note rest on beat 3, eighth notes on beat 4. Bar 3 is going to be eighth note rest for the downbeats of beats 1, 2, and 3. We'll hit the ands of all those beats and a quarter note on beat 4. For bar 4, we have a quarter note rest on beat 1, eighth note triplets on beats 2 and 3 with a quarter note rest on beat 4. Okay, here comes number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, rest, 3, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2, rest, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, rest, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, rest. Okay, let's go ahead and move it on to rudiments. For this week, we're going to learn the triple stroke roll. Okay, this is a cool one. This is going to be basically doing 3 in each stick. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we've done some doubles already. That would be like a right, right, left, left, or a left, left, right, right. Okay, now just think of it like a right, 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 left, left, left. Okay, let's go ahead and ease on into it. We're going to build into a 16th note triplet, which is 2 triplets on 1 beat. So today we learn how to do the 8th note triplet, which would be like 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. The 16th note triplet is going to be 2 triplets on each beat. So this sounds like this. 1 triplet and triplet, 2 triplet and triplet, 3 triplet and triplet, 4 triplet and triplet. So it's 6 notes on a beat, but they have that triplet kind of round feel to them. Okay, like I said, we'll ease on into it. Let's start off in 3/4, just thinking about 3 quarter notes per bar. Okay, so if you think of it like this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that'd be a right, 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 left, 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 and that's the triple stroke roll. Okay, I'll count myself in. 1, 2, 3, right, 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 left, 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 right, right, left, left, left. Don't forget, repeat all of these 4 to 8 times and try out your different tempos. Okay, now let's go ahead and make it into a 8th note triplet for number 2. And I'm gonna put us into 2/4, so just 2 beats per bar. We're gonna do an 8th note triplet and then have a quarter note rest. So we're gonna break up this into basically each time we repeat it, we'll do a different sticking. Okay, so this would be like this: 1, 2, right, 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 rest, left, 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 rest, 1 triplet rest, 1 triplet rest. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and take it to number 3. Similar concept, but now I'm gonna put a quarter note after the 8th note triplet, so it'll be like a right, 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 left, 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 right. Okay, I'll count it in. 1, 2, right, 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 left, 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 right, 1 triplet 2, 1 triplet 2. Okay, now let's start to go into a continuous triplet. For number 4, we're gonna do back-to-back 8th note triplets, and we're gonna just do 3 in each stick. So it's gonna go right, 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 left, 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 and I'll do a couple of those, and then we'll start off with lefts first. 1, 2 triplet, right, 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 left, 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 1 triplet, 2 triplet. Okay, now here starting with left, 1, 2, left, 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 right, 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 left, 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 right. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to number 5. We're gonna make our 8th note triplets into a 16th note triplet now. So we're gonna squeeze in a right, 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 left, left, left into 1 beat. And then we're gonna have a quarter note rest on beat 2. So it's gonna sound like this: 1 triplet and triplet rest, and then we'll flip, left, 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 right, 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 rest. 5, 1, triplet, triplet, right, 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 left, 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 rest, left, 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 right, 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 rest, right, 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 left, 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 rest, left, 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 right, 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 rest. Okay, let's go ahead and go to number 6. Now we're just gonna go back to back. 2 16th note triplets in 2 beats. So it's gonna be, you could think of it like 4 triplets, but I just think of it like 2 16th note triplets. So here it is, a little slow. Right, 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 left, 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 right, 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 left, left, left. Here we go. 1, triplet, triplet, right, 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 left, 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 right, 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 left, left, left. Okay, now here's starting with left. 1, triplet, triplet, left, 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 right, 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 left, 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 right, right. Okay, here it is a little faster. Left first. Okay. All right, welcome to Beats and Fills. This chapter's beat's gonna have 8th notes on beat 1 in our bass drum. We'll have a bass drum on the and of 2 and a bass drum on the and of 3. Okay, let's go ahead and look at number 1. This is the quarter note version of this beat. So on the downbeat of 1, we're gonna have a bass drum and hi-hat together. Bass drum by itself on the and of 1. On beat 2, we're gonna have a snare and hi-hat on the downbeat. Bass drum by itself on the and of 2. On beat 3, we'll have a hi-hat on the downbeat, and then a bass drum by itself on the and of 3. And then beat 4 is basic. It's just gonna have a snare and hi-hat together. Okay, here's beat number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, for number 2, we're going to do the 8th note version of this beat. So beat 1's going to have 8th notes with our hi-hat and bass drum. 1 and. On beat 2, we have a snare with our hi-hat on the downbeat. We'll hit our bass drum with the 8th note hi-hat on the and of that beat. On beat 3, we're going to split up our notes. We'll have a hi-hat by itself. On the downbeat of 3, we'll hit our bass drum with that hi-hat. on the end of 3, and then beat 4 is basic, so snare with your hi-hat on the downbeat, and then a hi-hat on the and of 4. Here's beat number 2. 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, beat number 3 is going to be the 16th note version of this beat. The way we're going to count our 16th notes is like this. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Okay, on beat 1, we're going to have bass drum on the downbeat and the and of 1. So this will sound like this. 1 E and. Beat 2 is going to have your snare on the downbeat and a bass drum on the and of 2. 2 E and. Beat 3 is going to have a bass drum on the and of 3, 3 E and then beat 4 is basic, so it's going to have snare on the downbeat, 4 E and. Here's beat number 4. Here's beat number 3, 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E. Let's do some fills. Okay, the concept here is to do a fill all snare with a given rhythm, and then part 2, I'm going to put that same rhythm somewhere on the drum set, and then part 3 is for you to make up your own drum fill and write it on the staff using that rhythm. Okay, for number 1, this is going to be all 8th note triplets, all snare, and the way we count our triplets is like this: 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. So you could do all singles if you like, but this will be number 1, all snare. Okay, I put this fill around the horns. That's going to go snare, 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 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 4, 4, 4, all 8th note triplets. Okay, now it comes time for you to make up your own drum fill. So let's say if you want to put, I want to put 2 beats of 8th note triplets on my floor tom. I would just put floor, 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 all written on that second to bottom space, written as an 8th note triplet. So you would put up your 3 stems on each beat, connect them with a straight line across the top and write a 3 above it. And then let's say on your beat 3, you want to put a triplet on your snare, put in 3 snare notes on that second to top space, make them into a triplet with the 3 above it and the stems and the flag. And there you go. And then on beat 4, maybe I want to just put hi-hat 3 times. So I could just write X's above the line on top of the staff 3 times, make them into an 8th note triplet. And there you go. You made up your own drum fill. Okay, for number 2, this one's going to start off with a quarter note on beat 1, 8th note triplet on beat 2, and then a quarter note on beat 3 with a quarter note rest on beat 4. This is all snare. Okay, I put this one on the drum set. For that quarter note on beat 1, that's a flam on the floor tom. 8th note triplet on beat 2 is all snare. And then a flam on tom 2 for beat 3. Okay, for number 3, I put 8th notes on beat 1. On beat 2, we're going to have an 8th note rest on the downbeat. We'll hit the end of that beat. 8th note triplet on beat 3, and then a quarter note on beat 4. This is all snare. Okay, I put this one on the drum set like this. For the 8th notes on beat 1, that's going to be a 2-1. On the and of 2, that's a bass drum. The 8th note triplet on beat 3 is all floor tom. And then the quarter note on beat 4 is going to be a snare and crash combo. Okay, for number 4, we're going to start off for beats 1 and 2, both have an 8th note rest on the downbeat. We'll hit the ends of those beats. So beat 3 is going to be a quarter note rest, and then beat 4 is an 8th note triplet. This is all snare. Okay, I put this one on the drum set like this. For the ands of beats 1 and 2, beat 1 is going to be on tom 2, beat 2 is going to be on snare. And then the the 8th note triplet is all tom 1 on beat 4. Okay, let's combine our beats and fills. The goal here is to play 4 bars of our beats for this chapter and then into a 1-bar fill. I've written out the examples of my fills for the drum sets for the first 3 examples anyway, but you could pick any fill you want. If you want to do your fill, if you want to do my fill on snare, or if you want to do my fill on the drum set, no problem. Okay, for number 1, we're going to do the quarter note version of the beat 4 times into fill number 1 on the drum set. Okay, now it comes time for us to just make up our own drum fills and just let it flow, let it go, play whatever's on the top of your head, what you're feeling at that moment. So repeat any of the beats for 4 times and then improvise or make up your own fill for 1 bar. And it's a counting exercise too, so try to keep track of your beats, but you could play any fill you'd like, whatever you'd like to do. Have fun. Welcome to the study. Today we're going to talk about crashing and using the bell of the ride. Okay, let's start off with some crashing. Now we've already been using our crash throughout this book, but we're going to start to put the crash in on some specific parts and make some fun and interesting beats in the process. Okay, for number 1, we're just going to play basic quarter note beat, all crash. Okay, for number 4, we're going to do a basic quarter note beat, but we're going to put a crash with our snare on beat 4, only on beat 4. For number 5, still on the basic quarter note beat, we're going to put the crash this time on beat 2 with our snare. For beat number 6, we're going to do the basic quarter note beat, but now we're going to put crash on beats 2 and 4. For number 7, we're going to do a basic 8th note beat, and we're going to put our crash with our backbeat on the downbeat of 4. For number 8, we're going to do basic quarter note beat and put our crash on the backbeat on the downbeat of 2. For number 9, basic 8th notes, and we're going to put crash on the backbeat on beat 2 and 4 with our snare. Those will be crashes. Okay, for number 10, basic 8th note beat, we're going to put a crash on the downbeat of 3 with our bass drum. For number 11, basic 8th notes, and we're going to put crash on our downbeats of 1 and 3 with our bass drum. For number 12, now we're going to put crashes on our downbeats of 2 and 3. On beat 2, we'll have our crash with our snare, and beat 3 is going to have it with our bass drum. For number 13, we're going to play a crash on the downbeat of 1 with our bass drum, and then with our snare on the downbeat of 4. Okay, for number 14, we're going to put a crash in on the and of 1. No bass drum or snare with it, just a crash. For number 15, we're going to put a crash on the and of 2 and on the and of 4, and those will just be crashes by themselves. Okay, for number 16, we're going to do a basic 16th note beat, and we're going to put a crash on the downbeat of 4 with our snare. For number 17, we're going to do basic 16th note beat and put this crash with our downbeat of 2 with our snare. Okay, for number 18, I put in a crash just on the of beat 1, so it's going to be a 1 E and da. That'll be a single crash hit in the middle of that 16th note beat. Okay, let's talk about the bell of the ride. Now, when we play a ride, usually we've been hitting it kind of in the wider, normal section of a ride. Anywhere around here. You can also crash off of it and get it real washy too. Okay, now today we're going to talk about targeting the bell. Okay, now what I recommend is use the shoulder of your stick like this, and if I'm playing with my right, I'm going to just kind of come in on the inside part of the bell closest to me. Now you can also play on the other side too. That's the bell sound, so no matter what, you're getting a good bell. But you're gonna notice it's a little easier to keep your normal ride playing and then just get up on that bell. Go ahead and explore it. For beat number 19, we're gonna do a quarter note rock beat, just basic, but all bell of ride. And when you see the dot above the X, that's standing for the bell of the ride. And that dot is a staccato dot. And so it's really piercing out those notes. So it's kind of giving a staccato feeling, I guess, or a short note kind of feeling. For number 22, we're going to put the bell of the ride only on beat 4 for this one. So it's a basic quarter note beat, and then on beat 4, just go to your bell. Okay, for number 23, we're going to put the bell of the ride on beat 2 this time, only beat 2 with our snare backbeat. Okay, for number 24, we're gonna have our basic quarter note beat, but we're only gonna hit the bell of the ride on beats 1 and 3. Okay, for number 25, we're gonna do a basic 8th note beat, and we're gonna put the bell of the ride on the downbeat of beat 4 with our snare. Okay, for number 26, we're going to do basic 8th notes, and we're going to put the bell of the ride for both the backbeats on beats 2 and 4. For number 27, basic 8th note beat, and we'll put the bell of the rides on downbeats of beats 1 and 3 with our bass drum. Okay, for number 28, we're gonna do a basic 16th note beat, and we're gonna play the bell of the ride on the downbeat of beat 4, just for that one note with our snare. For number 29, we're gonna do basic 16th note beat, and we're gonna put the bell of the ride on both of the backbeats on beats 2 and 4. Okay, for number 30, we're going to do the basic 16th note beat, and we're going to put the bell of the ride on the downbeats of 1 and 3 with our bass drum. Okay, for number 31, we're going to play basic 8th note beat, and we're going to put the bell of the ride on every downbeat. So only the ends of the beats will be normal ride. And you can get a rotating kind of concept, like a regular to bell with just a small pivot like that. So if we're going bell to normal, bell, normal, bell, normal, you'll see that motion. And then just flip it around if you want to get the opposite. For number 32, we're going to do basic 8th notes, but this time we'll hit the bell on every and of the beat. This is a really fun, kind of funky beat. I just put in a choke. We've been doing some chokes as we've been going, but always good to talk about. Just hit a cymbal and then choke the sound with your other hand. And I'm just going to grab it and silence it. You can also do a one-hand choke. You can also reinforce it with your bass drum. That's a good way to kind of get that bass in there too. But no matter what, if you're just doing a quick cymbal and choking that sound, that's what we call a choke. All right, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you for review number 3.